most DJs, their mission is to play new music. You may hate it, you may think it sucks, you may think it's, what was that? And then 3 or 4 nuggets, they'll play some stuff and you'll be like, what? Go on computer online, what's the playlist? Who was that, you know? New music is happening all the time. I think there is a major resurgence with your generation. Yeah, cats playing. Cats are playing. Now, you said it, corporate. You know, they squash that. You know, until somebody like Esperanza Spalding comes along, you know, it's like, that is so different. Right. That is so, this chick is singing and smashing the bass. Smashing the bass. Okay, what's the first thing that's obvious about that? She's different. I say it here all the time. I love the Sheds. I learned from the Sheds. I rob y'all blind, you know, the Sheds. But what are you going to do that's different? What are you going to, you know, I mean, it's things to think about. And just to kind of chime in on something that, you know, that you kind of made me think of. You have to be careful because, why should I say this? There's so many musicians that are greater than me. And if I watch them all the time, I'm just going to become, you know, I'm going to go paint. If I just sit and just look at what I'm not all the time. Levon Helm, who just passed away, the band, you may not even know who that is. Average drummer would say, this guy plays, you know. Levon Helm musically did so much in the 60s, the group was called The Band. The Band used to back up Bob Dylan. You know that name. Okay? And just the way Bob Dylan sings, can't sing, whatever you want to say, the band, that group called The Band, fit him perfectly. And they went off and did their own thing, and for like, wow, good 20, 25-year run, man. The band was, they were a major force on rock radio. But it wasn't rock like Cream and like The Who, it was some other kind of hillbilly stuff. But they were intensely successful. Did Levon Helm care about Steve Gadd? I don't think so. That's my point. So, you're unique. Whatever it is you think, see, believe, and whatever, you're unique. There's no one like you. Nobody. You can't be afraid of yourself. Thank God. You can't be scared of you, whether or not somebody's going to accept you or not.
Sure thing.
You just can't. You just can't, you know. And there was a preacher, I won't mention his name, not for any reason. Not that he did anything wrong. But there was a preacher that used to say, if something is worth doing, it's worth half doing it until you can do it right. The point is start. Start. Just start. I've had a band, Strange Jazz Universe, that's my band. I've had that band since '96. I started that, was it? I just got tired of playing for people. It's irritating. You know, I'm older, so who knows, you know, I got mom in another space. But I just got, you know, after a while, okay, 1, 3, go. Okay. It gets to a point where you're fed up. I got something to say. So I think it was, I'm sure my wife was involved in that, but it just came to a point where I was like, you know, I'm going to start my own band. I went to school, I can write some charts, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Strange Jazz Universe, I've had for 12 years, and I've put out 2 CDs. Just, one was a live thing at a coffee house. A buddy of mine had an 8-track digital recorder, looking for something to do. You know, I said, hey, you want to do a live recording? Sure, but I don't have any mics. I will get the mics. You know, we did one recording, didn't come out well. We didn't have direct boxes. Okay, let's do it again. I went and got direct boxes. It was a growth process for me, but I started.
CD's still selling.
I just started. We did that live CD, you know. Everybody knows somebody that runs Pro Tools. Everybody knows somebody that runs Logic. Everybody knows looking for something to do. Everybody ain't making money. They're just trying to learn the craft. They're trying to get better at it. I had a buddy that was like that. So I took my stuff over there. He mixed it. Did some miracles. I thought, that CD is my better selling CD on CD Baby. You know, it's the first one. Just live. Watch this. I'm not going to mention names until after it happens. I won't mention names until after it happens. After 12 years, a very famous individual says to me, someone played my stuff for him, you know. And I said, really? And I said, was it so-and-so? He said, no. So what are you doing? We need to play together. And I'm kind of like shocked. I'm like, whoa. To the point where now they're going to play on my CD. Now I'll say it. Don't worry about it. Look! You know, I'm going to go there. But it took 12 years. It took 12 years. I didn't have limits in my head. I'm not looking at limits. I'm looking at being busy and then doing something. You know? Everybody doesn't like my music. Do I care? No. I have a musical day job. You know what I mean? So I'm playing daily. I make a living playing for a company. You know? But it's like, okay, I have something to say. Why do we buy somebody's record over somebody else's? Because it's different. I don't, you know, okay, once Justin Bieber. I think we have a couple of singles. That's it. I'm done with that. I don't want anything that sounds like Justin Bieber. I'm not interested. Who's this dude? Differences. So don't be afraid of you. You know, I'm afraid of you. Maybe five, my final point. Number 3, music and musicians are a community. It's a community. Teamwork, all these things he said, it's a community. You got to play with people. You're not going to get known unless you play with people. Nobody's going to know who you are unless you play with somebody, somewhere, at some time. There's jam sessions like in joints all over the city. And what I have learned is, and pretty much anybody who goes to them, even the sheds that we do. Go to jam sessions. Okay, first time you played, you suck. Second time you played, you suck a little less. Third time you played, they saw you coming like, no, don't call this dude, man. Keep showing up. 5th time, 6th time, but by now you've learned their repertoire. You can play any song you know, you keep going. Now they know, they see you walk in the club, they're glad to see you now. They know that this dude can play these 8 songs or whatever it is. But the point is, you've got to play with somebody. You can't sit and dream. I'm not calling you a dreamer, but you can't just sit and dream. It's a community. You got to get out and play. He's known because he plays. And maybe he got a little bit earlier start than you did, maybe. You know, kid, a musical parent. Everybody didn't have that. I didn't have that. I'm looking at my kids like, well, y'all blessed. Ooh, you're blessed. Ooh. God, you're blessed. You know, I mean, they have no idea. I didn't find out the stuff. I started dropping stuff on them that I didn't know about until I was in my 20s. Yeah, right. And I had missed that. You know what I'm saying? This was out when? 61? Gosh, I missed it. Yeah, but you know, it came out the womb. Put that on. What's that? Don't even worry about it. So I'm just saying, you know, you can't, you know, don't be afraid of you. And don't get discouraged by all these fantastic players you see. Just do what you do. And like I say, we do sheds. You're welcome to come, you know. If you feel like playing, fine. If you don't, fine. But just, you know, I get off on the sheds because it's like, wow, like 15, 20 guys in here, you know. It's like, okay. Wow, yeah, it's exciting. But I'm learning. I'm robbing them blind. Okay? Anyway. All right, so I think I think you were excellent. Thank you. And yes.